So I took a break from YouTube, and it was a conscious decision, but boy was I surprised when I came back to my channel after a whole year away and discovered what had happened. We all need a social media hiatus once in a while. It's good to take breaks, but it's amazing how some social media platforms are better than others in terms of what you get out of investing your time. And the lesson I learned by being away from YouTube is exactly that YouTube is a really good place to invest your time. And I'm going to show you why. So I didn't set out to be away from YouTube for a whole year. It just happened that way. And the reason was I was busy with my business and exploring some other social media platforms, especially LinkedIn. I was spending a lot of time on LinkedIn, and I'm still there, but not in as big a way. And really it was just about figuring out where is the best place to put my time and effort to get some kind of return on investment. And let's keep in mind, I'm on social media on various platforms for business purposes. I'm trying to draw people in to gain customers for my podcast consulting. So I think the message out there is that LinkedIn is kind of the place to be for business. But to be honest with you, I've made a lot of great connections on LinkedIn, but I haven't really got a lot of customers from LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a reciprocal platform, so you actually have to put in a lot of time and effort engaging with other people's content if you hope to have any organic reach for your own content. The system rewards you for your engagement on other content by pushing out your own content even further than it might if you don't do any engagement whatsoever on other people's stuff. Well, I was getting some pretty good reach on LinkedIn, but then in January of this year, 2023, something happened. There was an algorithm tweak of some kind, which isn't uncommon. LinkedIn does this all the time, and so do other social media platforms. But this one was big. It was different, where I was getting a lot of reach for a relatively small following of 15,000 people or so. All of a sudden, my reach was going nowhere, and different types of content were getting very different types of responses. A lot of my content was reaching local people, but the thing is, not a lot of my business is local, virtually none. So I wasn't reaching my target audience. So then I had to explore other options. I spent a little bit of time on Instagram, but the thought occurred to me to come back to YouTube, where the last video I made was a shorts video, and it was something about changing your appearance to help you refresh yourself and feel better. So I hadn't done anything for a year. March 10th, 2022 was when I posted that shorts video. And here it is well into March of 2023. And look at these stats. And honestly, it's just one video driving this. If we take a look, it's a video I did about how to add your profile picture to Zoom. Zoom was really big during the pandemic. As we all know, everybody was jumping on video calls and it really took off. So people had to learn this technology. For some reason, we're now in a situation where people are kind of going back to offices, but Zoom, how to add your profile picture to Zoom in particular, seems to be a very popular topic. Well, this is an old video. Remember, I made it during the pandemic when I thought it was relevant. And when it started out in September of 2020, it got 20 or 30 views, but it slowly crept up. And by the time it was about a year in, it was getting 405 views. And then it really started to take off a couple of years in as we get up to, well, here's the 2-year point, and we were getting 3,500, 3,700, 4,000 views, and it's just been taking off ever since then until this point when, it's mid-March at the time of this recording in 2023, and it's up to nearly 20,000 views when I should be getting 40 to 60 views. How do you explain it? Well, it must be really well structured in terms of title and tags, and although tags don't matter as much these days, but title and description for sure, and it's somehow aligned with keywords that people must be searching to figure out how to do this. So what's the lesson here? Well, I think the lesson is you never know what kind of video is going to take off on YouTube, so it's good to create content, Put it out there, even if you think it's not perfect. And believe me, that Zoom profile picture video is not perfect. There's a lot of people that complain about the music in it, and I get that. But it's still doing well. And the beauty is that once it's there, it lives forever unless you take it down. Unlike posts on LinkedIn or other platforms, which are kind of a flash in the pan in people's feeds. On YouTube, your video is a destination that people are searching for if you do it right. So I'm convinced I am coming back to YouTube. And I kind of missed it, to tell you the truth, because I like creating video content. Yeah, you can post video content on other platforms, but it just isn't treated the same way. So thanks to the 236 subscribers that have stuck with me for this last year, you're going to notice some rebranding of the channel. I really am focusing in on trying to provide information for Gen X, people like me, people who understand how to rewind a cassette and need some information on things like Zoom and other digital media options to help you have good online success in business, or even if it's a personal hobby for you. If there's something in particular about digital media that you really want to know, maybe it's vlogging or podcasting, maybe it's gear like cameras or lighting or microphones. Maybe it's websites. Maybe it's how best to structure your expertise to deliver to an audience that is going to value it. Maybe through an online course or through a YouTube channel like this. Maybe it's how to get the most out of LinkedIn. Yes, I'm going to spend less time there, but it still is an important place to be and have a presence. Let me know in the comments and I'll do my best to make a video and help you out with that. Again, thanks for sticking with me. I'll be back soon.